Welcome to Jonestead, stranger. An underground town, safe and far away from the troubles on the outside. I'm not surprised you haven't heard about us. It's not the most interesting place in Skyrim for adventurers. Not really. Normally, I'd ask a newcomer if they're interested in building a home down here. But since that would mean relinquishing all of your weapons, I get the feeling that wouldn't work for you. I suppose if you're desperate for work, you can see if our town's founder, Marcus Pinder, has any errands for you to run. I'm Walsh, co-founder of Jonestead, along with Marcus. If you ever need anything around town, I'm the man to see. 10 years ago, Marcus came to me, seeking aid to build an underground town in this cavern. I was the head of a construction company at the time, but I was a few weeks away from retirement. He said he was looking for a place to get away from it all, and thought living underground, literally, was the only way to do that. The prospect of building something of this magnitude was enough to keep me in the job for another year. So, after adjusting a rock or two and building houses for the Pinter family and myself, Jonestead was completed. Families have come and gone, but the Pinder family and I have been here since the beginning. Anyway, about the name, Marcus thought it would be a good idea to name it after the Aldmeri god of Secunda. Said he thought this place was like a crater on the face of the moon. Sorry, I'm not one to spread gossip. If you have any questions for anyone, you can ask them directly. Almost everyone here is happy to keep their doors open and welcome guests into their homes. When Marcus and I founded Jonestead 10 years ago, he made it very clear that he wanted it to be a safe haven. He wanted to have no part in whatever wars were fought on the outside. The town's pacifist roots have helped so far in avoiding attention from either side in the Civil War. Bandits have never been a problem, thanks to the Jarl of the Rift and his commitment to securing our perimeter. Take care of yourself out there.
What? Who are you? Oh, good. It's been a while since we received a visitor that was interested in some work. Sorry about the rude introduction. Let's just start over. I'm Marcus Pinder, founder of this town. If you're looking for work, then I have the perfect task for you. I sent my daughter Kasia out over an hour ago to fetch some fresh goods from Ma Dato. and she hasn't returned. If you wouldn't mind, can you go look for her and bring her back immediately? I have some spare coins lying around to pay you for your trouble. It is. Consider it a test to see if you're reliable for jobs that require a little more legwork and pay a lot more gold. Okay, just come back with her soon, understand? I need to get back to planning.
そうね。
This is unacceptable. What gives Walsh the right to open private shipments addressed to my name?
You have to understand that it's only a precaution, Bosco. Ever since you moved here, you've been petitioning non-stop to allow the sale of weapons. My father...
Yes. Your father. I've asked countless times to speak with him privately about his idiotic policy, and still he refuses me. This town's love for pacifism has gone too far. Nobody here wants to admit it, but Skyrim is under attack. Noble warriors on the outside are in desperate need of weapons, wherever they go. Let me provide them with the swords that they need, while at the same time helping your father up from the empty pit he's dug himself into.
Don't pretend to care about my father. If you truly wish to help, then you could start by not breaking the rules. Aid the people of Skyrim by going to where they need it most. Do not wait for that opportunity to stumble into town.
You've made your point. So be it. But my chance at saving a little piece of Skyrim is right here in Jonestead. Tell your father that I will no longer be pestering him over this matter. Now take your goods and leave. I have a much more appreciative guest waiting to be served.
Oh, hello. I did not realize you were waiting. You're new to Jonestead, aren't you? It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Kasha. I apologize for giving you a poor first impression of our town. Bosco over there isn't on the best of terms with my father, and I foolishly thought it was a good idea to confront him. But enough of that. It's not every day that a stranger comes to our town. What brings you to Jonestead? This again? Can't you just let me have some time to myself without worrying? Ugh, this is so embarrassing. He won't say it, so I will. Sorry for wasting your time. Let's hurry and get back home. I sure hope he pays you well.
What have we here? Nothing at all. I only heard that Jonestead was having a little trouble with its economy given the return of the dragons. So I suggested the idea that we take in weapon shipments so we can sell them to any wandering adventurers. I only smuggled in a sword or two to prove Marcus wrong, but I had no idea Walsh was promoted to inspector. Sorry if I had the best interests of this town on my mind. Those uptight sons of... Bosca. Just your simple Argonian trying to make his way in Skyrim. I heard the old warehouse keeper had an accident with a bear when traveling to Bruma to visit his family. So I jumped at the chance to fill the open position. Good, peaceful work that has a modest pay rate. Far better than my last job. No, but I have been there many times throughout my travels. I never stayed because I prefer finding work all across Tamriel. To make this world a better place to live in has always been my goal. No matter the job, I'm willing to do something right. A rude question, don't you think? Truth is, they were self-inflicted. Had a nightmare involving a scantily clad woman who tried to seduce me. Something was off about her, so I attacked her and she transformed into a rat that tried to gnaw my eyes out. And that's it. I woke up with scars on my face from trying to claw it off of me. I'm afraid I can't help you. This is a warehouse, not a shop. My orders are to keep track of the inventory and supplies that are to be distributed freely among the rest of the people in town. You're welcome to take supplies, I guess. I won't stop you, but at least have the decency not to take all the alcohol on the second floor. May we meet again.
We should head back to my house before my father sends Walsh out to find us.
Kasha, Where have you been?
ここにあるものは散らかさないで
From McDonald,
ね
like you asked.
Which took you hours? Listen, Kasha, you can't keep doing this. Now more than ever, I need to know you're safe. The Civil War and the Return of the Dragons. This is the perfect chance for them to strike.
Nothing is going to happen, Dad. Almost 20 years of us running away from whatever it is you fear, even longer for you alone. Not once have we been in danger.
Soon you'll understand. I'm so close to finishing this battle. When it is finally over, I'll tell you everything. Trust me.
Trust? How can you say that? You trusted this stranger to bring me back here. When you couldn't trust me to do something so mundane as to bring you food? You haven't left this house since we got news of the attack on Helgen. Keep hiding all you want, but I'm visiting Ripton tomorrow. With or without your permission.
Walsh has already been informed to keep an eye on who comes and leaves Jonestead. I made sure to let him know you are not allowed to leave unless I say so. Altog and Bugdol will be outside the gate if you manage to slip out.
Are you insane? Okay, have them do that. I'll find some other way out of here.
That went better than I expected. Not good, but not as bad as how she reacted when we moved out of Solitude when she was a kid. I hope it wasn't a hassle tracking her down. As promised, here's 200 gold. It's not much, but I have some more to spare if you're willing to run one more errand for me. Yes, originally I had planned to have you deliver this letter by yourself, but as you saw, Kasha is furious. It would be a load off my back if you can take her with you. May she consider it my unspoken apology for embarrassing her. Usually, she would have to wear a mask whenever she travels with me outside of Jonestead. But I figured since your path is through the wilderness, it wouldn't hurt not to wear it this one time. I have faith in your ability to get the job done, stranger. You could have easily run off with my daughter, but you came back. My intuition says I should have no doubts about Kasha's safety as long as she is by your side. Now to tell you where you're going. Do you know of Euphoria Palace? No problem. I'll mark it on your map. Here's a letter. Don't bother trying to read it. It's highly encrypted. Deliver it to one of the guards at the front entrance. They'll know who it's for. It's a brothel. Now before you judge, I have business with the owners, not the courtesans. We go way back. Our friendship during these trying times will be beneficial for us all. This letter is requesting their assistance. That's all there is to it. Have Kasha tag along, deliver the letter to Euphoria Palace, and return for your payment. I'd appreciate if you'd do this immediately. Go tell Kasha about the plan when you're ready. I have to lock the doors behind you. Now if you'll excuse me.
Oh, hello again. Are you planning on staying a while longer? It'd be nice to have some company for once. thinking about a way to get out of here. Walking out the door won't work if what Dad said is true. Maybe stuff myself into a crate and wait to be shipped off? Vasca sends out shipments every other day. If I sneak into the warehouse during the middle of the night... Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Sure, it would be uncomfortable, but I would be able to squeeze into most of them. Forget it. It was a stupid idea anyway. Maybe I'm just being selfish. My father needs me. I just wish he wouldn't be so paranoid about me getting hurt. Give me one chance to prove that I can look after myself. To explore Skyrim without him by my side. True freedom. What? Are you serious? By the gods, what did you say to him? Doesn't matter. I can't believe it. Thank you so much. Let me get some of my gear. Well, I better bring along my mask, too. I don't know what to say. Ever since I was a child, we would always have to cover our faces everywhere we went. Again, thank you. If only you knew how long I've waited for this opportunity. Where are we going? Ugh. I knew this was too good to be true. Father's obsessed with that disgusting place. He always has an excuse. Delivering a letter, checking up on an old friend. He can't admit that he's going there for, you know. Does he have no shame? Bet that letter is only to schedule another appointment. Yes, it's a chance to finally get out of Jonestead and see the world in a completely new way. I'm not thrilled about the destination, but it should be fun nonetheless. Maybe my father is turning over a new leaf. This could be his way of preparing me to leave the nest. My 20th birthday is coming up. Right behind you. It would be best not to upset my father by taking me anywhere else other than the palace. Not that I would mind, but I'd hate for you to get in trouble. If you have an emergency on the way there, you can send me back to Jonestead. I'll wait inside by the entrance. These trips to the surface are always special. I forget Skyrim's beauty after spending months stuck in Jonestead. If I did, I wouldn't have had that outburst when you brought me home. I would be more understanding of everything he's put me through since I was born. It has not been easy living and knowing that the only reason I'm not free is because of my father. He loves me, but he can't trust me. But it would put my mind at ease. I deserve to know the truth no matter how ugly it may be. Talk to the citizens, walk around town, play with John, read. I also visit some of the neighbors' houses to provide cleaning services as a maid. I love it even though it gets really repetitive cleaning the same house almost every day. No. My dad and I used to play stick battles when I was a kid. That's the closest thing to training I have when it comes to carrying a sword. I wish I could help you if we went into any trouble, but I'd just get in the way.
悪ふざけならあっちでやって死ね。自業自得ね。何？迷ったの？
Go on and hand the letter to the guard.
Welcome to Euphoria Palace. Ah, thank you. It shall be delivered as soon as my shift ends. Yes, we get letters like this all the time. Let us do our job and you do yours, courier. Euphoria Palace is the ultimate source of entertainment in Tamriel. Discover yourself physically and mentally with the guidance of our lovely ladies. Indulge yourself in the Valhalla and Sahel bars. Mingle with the patrons and watch the exotic dance shows as you drink the night away. But do not let that be the end of your life. Ascend to the second floor and succumb to our sirens' lustful calls. Choose your fantasy and they will make it a reality.
How did it go? Well, I guess that's what happened when it comes from a frequent customer. I'm just thinking. I can't help but feel mesmerized by the majesty of this world. And yet so sad that I have to go back under my rock for gods know how long until I can see it again. And I should experience that disappointment for myself, not learn of it from someone who's seen it all. I'm trapped in Jonestead. It's only natural that I believe there's a more interesting world on the outside. It's the only thing that gives me hope. Suffering and death. I know they are inevitable, so I will be ready. I focus on the positives. They will be what carry me through life. Yes, my father must be getting worried sick, and you need to collect your payment. Goodbye, Skyrim. I'll see you again soon. I promise. Kinda disappointed we have to go back so soon. Okay, I'll be waiting in front of Euphoria Palace. Ready to return to Jonestead? Great. Take the lead.
それで ちょっと待って。
Never should have come here.
悪ふざけならあっちでやって。
It's nothing. You're out there. Do your work. Victory's yours. Are you?
Your end draws near.
Finish him! Ah, it burns!
Pathetic. Easily blocked. Your end draws near. You're pathetic. I cannot best you.
終わりにしましょう。知ったことではないわ。
Are you all right? They didn't touch me, I didn't touch them. Sorry about not helping. Wait, does he have to? I mean, yeah, you're right. They were standing in front of the entrance after all. I have a bad feeling about this. I might want to check their bodies, see if they were carrying anything important. Father's going to be so furious.
えーっと。 何？
Excellent. You have returned. Now is that blood? Kasha, what happened?
Father, please, keep calm. There were two men right outside Jonested, clad in ebony armor. They attacked us.
Can it be? Have they finally decided to reveal themselves? Gods, give me strength. I was a fool to let you go out.
No, you weren't. I'm fine. But please tell us what's going on. Now's not the time to keep secrets.
I hoped it would never come to this. So be it. Kasha, go to your room and gather anything that would help you survive for a few days. Grab the goods you got from Ma to Toe and put on some warm clothing.
What? Where are we going?
I'm not going anywhere. You are. My place is here in Jonestead. Now hurry, there isn't much time.
Father, please.
Go. I need to speak with our friend. She can explain everything to you later. Damn it all. I should have posted Altog and Bogdo at the entrance like I said earlier. Thankfully, you were there to stop those men before they had a chance to get what they came here for. Before I go on, I need to express my gratitude for not only delivering that letter, but also for saving my daughter. Here's 500 gold for the delivery and 1,000 for dealing with those men. I'm going to need to ask you a big favor, but first I owe you an explanation. Those men were most likely scouts. An attack force will be dispatched when they fail to report back. It will take some time for my assistants from Euphoria Palace to be sent to their assigned locations around Jonestead. I pray that they get here sooner rather than later. They must be. Why would anyone be standing outside of the entrance? They were waiting. Not only that, they attacked you on sight. Did you happen across anything interesting they were carrying? Any clues to their identity? That emblem sounds familiar, though not the one I was expecting. Then again, this isn't the first time the enemy has hired mercs to do their dirty work. I'll do some quick research and see if I can find anything matching your description. Anything else? There you have it. The proof is all there that they were here for me. They were even ordered to attack enemy scouts. That explains why they didn't bother to ask questions when they saw you with Kasha. My daughter has the looks of an Ashen. Most of the assistance I'm requesting from Euphoria Palace is Ashen. And since most of the Ashen here in Skyrim have links to the palace, well, you can fill in the blanks for me there. You have been patient with me. Thank you. What I'm about to tell you is difficult. Too much is at stake for me to say it with ease. About 200 years ago, around the time of the Oblivion Crisis, there was an incident involving a certain legendary hero you might have heard of. The hero of Kvatch, the champion of Cyrodiil. Indeed, she went by many names, given many honorary titles. Some say she even managed to unite many of Cyrodiil's guilds under her command. The details have been lost in time. The point is that she was no stranger to answering the calls for help from Cyrodiil's citizens. That is where my family comes in. One of my ancestors was captured by an Argonian mercenary named Disan. The bastard did wretched things to the women he captured, enslaved, tortured, and mutilated them. At the end of the day, they were locked up in his own private palace to perform favors for anyone who was willing to pay. They had no choice. All of them had been poisoned and under the influence of sap of unique history from the depths of Argonia. Their wills bent by the men who bought their services. She had a sister, a traveling maid that stumbled upon the champion's home in Coral. The sister had also been poisoned and begged the champion to rescue the captured woman. The champion obliged and confronted Disan. Correct. The champion knew that Disan was too dangerous to keep alive, so she killed him in his own private chambers. Unfortunately, the other women in the palace were forced to remain. All those who left the palace were doomed to suffer from an endless life of embarrassment as the sap removed all inhibitions and amplified their urge for pleasure. My two ancestors went on to serve as the champion's maids at no cost as a token of their appreciation. Eventually, they all parted ways. The champion, like all legendary heroes that came before, vanished. But my family had been given hope and were destined to grow. Then Project Purity stepped in. a clandestine organization that has been around for a very long time. It is composed of some of the best mages, alchemists, and philosophers in Tamriel. They were the ones pulling Dasan's strings, giving him the gold and resources to expand along the path they desired. At least until he was killed by the champion. Anyway, the champion's interference upset them, so they took it out on my family as an act of revenge. Generations of my family have been wiped out. Wives, husbands, and children. All gone. My mother and father, dead because of Puri's despicable acts of warfare. Now, only Kasha and I remain. God, how long has it been? I never came face to face with purity my entire life. They go dormant every decade or two, but they always come back. We thought my father had defeated them once and for all, but then the Westfield massacre happened. Damn, I'm rambling again. Must be the old age. But I hope I satisfied your curiosity. I still have to tell you about that favor. Of course not, but time is of the essence. You don't need to know Euphoria Palace's connection to all of this, or the time when the champion ventured into Valhalla, and, oh, the favor. Right. Purity, or whatever merc group they've hired this time, is on their way. Jonestead simply isn't the safest place to be right now. There is a campsite north of Windhelm that is in close proximity of a group of trusted friends. I need you to take Kasha there immediately. Once camp is set up, she will need to wait there until I send word that it is safe to come back to Jonestead. I'll warn Alto, Bugdol, and Christie to expect trouble. They seem to be the most capable fighters if the worst-case scenario occurs. I'll have Wash tell the others to stay inside and lock their doors. As for weapons, let's just say that word got around that a certain pair of orcs may have stashed some axes beneath their house floorboards. I promise that I'll try to have everything secured soon enough. Now you must promise me that no matter what happens, you'll protect my daughter. Good. I'm counting on you, friend. Don't let me down.
そうね。